Marathons on Nickelodeon are not a rare thing. There have been many of them, and a lot of those have been Spongebob marathons. Whether it's a premiere week marathon of new episodes, marathons leading up to new episode premieres, or recently where they aired Spongebob literally 24/7, it's a common thing. But perhaps the most notorious of them was back in 2006, when one Spongebob marathon made fans really mad. Hey! Between November 9 and 10 in 2006, Nickelodeon hosted the Spongebob Best Day Ever marathon. This marathon was going to show the top 100 episodes of the show, as voted by fans, leading up to the premiere of the brand new episode Best Day Ever.
We're gonna be counting down the 100 greatest episodes of SpongeBob that you voted for at nick.com/bestdayever. And at the end of the countdown, we'll bring you a brand new SpongeBob episode called, you guessed it, SpongeBob's Best Day Ever.
And if you know your Spongebob, you might know that Best Day Ever is a season 4 episode. Yes, at this point the show was only in its 4th season, which means there was not that many episodes out yet. Well, clearly enough to make a top 100 episodes list, but that would leave out only 43 episodes.
Followed by the network premiere of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie at 8. There's Plankton, Neptune's Crown, The Future of Bikini Bottom, and David Hasselhoff, baby!
This marathon was promoted like crazy, which was a very common thing for SpongeBob stuff like this. Best Day Ever sponges were handed out to people, Best Day Ever gift cards were made, and they would be holding Best Day Ever activities at the Nickelodeon Family Suites Hotel. And they also had a Best Day Ever package there. So it's safe to say a lot of people were hyped for the new episode, but to get to that we first got the 100 best episodes of SpongeBob.
A perfect way to end the perfect day. And to celebrate, I'm taking me vessel to beautiful New York City! The best day ever in the best city ever!
The marathon was hosted by Patchy the Pirate, as he was on a boat, and he would cut in at times to do patchy things, as well as present episodes. And he would present some of the most questionable placements I've ever seen. In the top 10 supposed best SpongeBob episodes of all time, there is only one episode from the first 3 seasons. The camping episode. The 9 others are all from season 4. If this was rigged by Nickelodeon in an attempt to gaslight the audience into liking season 4 more, I gotta respect it, but I can't believe this is how people voted. Because, like my own opinions and recency bias aside, season 4 was being shit on right out of the gate. If anything, it's in recent years season 4 has started to get more praise by fans. At the time that the marathon took place, season 4 had aired almost 30 episodes, which is like 3/4 of the season. So out of the 143 episodes aired, there were still a lot of new ones.
Let's get this countdown started. Here's your episode number 100, Procrastination. That's the one where SpongeBob has this crazy dream and his clothes talk to him and it helps him finish a writing assignment. And don't just watch it.
The list started off with procrastination in the 100th spot, and looking this far down you really can't argue that much. Like, at least episodes like Hall Monitor, Clams and Tea at the Tree Dome are on the list, even though they are very low. What's more interesting are the episodes that didn't make the list. To be fair, Good Neighbors, Funny Pants and The Sponge Who Could Fly not being on the list is not crazy at all. But Squidville, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3, Shanghai, The Secret Box, Club SpongeBob, like, the list just keeps on going. Or it doesn't, because these episodes are not on the list. And I'm not saying this was rigged or anything, but selling out in the top 10? Yeah, this was rigged.
I'm up. Just resting me eye. Not sleeping. Yeah, sure, top 100 countdown. A brand new episode, best day ever, right? SpongeBob SquarePants movie, 8 p.m.
Matter of fact, let's go back to the list and look at the top picks. Krusty Krowers Krusty Towers and Dances and Dragons in the top 5 are not crazy. While I don't personally agree, we gotta look at it from a more objective perspective. People love these episodes. Do people love Selling Out? New Leaf? What about Wishing You Well? I like that episode a lot, but the second best episode of the show is crazy. And you could of course argue that it's recency bias with this episode airing just months before the marathon. But then among the episodes left off the top 100 was Bummer Vacation and Squidtastic Voyage, which aired just a couple of weeks before the marathon.
Are you ready to see your choice for the #1 greatest SpongeBob of all time? Yeah! Good! Let's drop the bomb and show ya!
And which episode is the supposed #1 episode of SpongeBob? Karate Island. I guess not the worst season 4 episode, but like how? I'm not gonna lie, I would not put this episode on the list at all. There are not 43 episodes that are worse than this in the first 3 seasons, or 4 I mean. You could say with how this is just a lot of kids voting, they might like it for its action or something, but Frankendoodle is not on the list. I repeat, Doodlebob did not make the list. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3 did not make it either. It's not even like there is a lot of karate in Karate Island, the episode is really lame on the action side. And to make matters even worse, right before the reveal of the #1 episode, we had the premiere of Best Day Ever. I'm saying we, like I was watching SpongeBob back in 2006, but yeah, Best Day Ever is not only not even a special, like they had a giant event for an 11-minute episode, but also the episode ain't all that. With how it was promoted so crazily, you would think that there is at least something special about it. Unless you count SpongeBob going jellyfishing, doing karate with Sandy, and working at the Krusty Krab. Yeah, the thing that makes this episode really dumb is that the stuff he does for the Best Day Ever is just the stuff he does every day. Now, while it might be seen as a meta joke or something, first of all, it's not. And even if it was, it's kind of not a good look after a 2-day marathon, or I guess 1 day, like 24 hours I think it was, of like non-stop SpongeBob episodes. You show an episode with just regular stuff, like after 100 episodes you show the Best Day Ever, which is nothing new. I guess there is some new stuff, that being Squidward having a music show with a lot of guests. Squidward, whose whole joke is that he is a failed musician who sucks at the clarinet. I like the Best Day Ever song, but even that is not new for the episode. It was in the SpongeBob movie 2 years before. It's kind of crazy to me that this was the episode they decided to have such a huge event for. Even the name suggests that it's gonna be something special, and it just isn't. I would say that one of the specials of the season would have been a better pick, but they do stuff like this for every special. It's just that this was the biggest marathon leading up to a premiere. But just like pick Krusty Towers or something instead, just pick a good episode.